We're going to do a video, yes.
But you can't YouTube.
Say, what's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
It's Pelfrey, and this is the Red Sea Reefer 250. Today, we're going to look at the screen top. In a previous video, you knew that I talked about, or you may have known that I talked about this DD Aquarium Jumpguard Pro, and I bought the Pro because it comes with the black netting, and it is a DIY screen top, and it comes with these long pieces are 47 1/4. These short pieces are 29 5/8, and it comes with I'm only going to use these two, but if you want to put center brackets or braces in there, you could very well do that. It comes with these pieces here. It comes with a spline roller, spline, all kinds of end pieces there, and some instructions. So I'm actually going to use a hacksaw out here. You can use a miter saw if you want. I'm just not going to drag the miter saw out to cut this because this is aluminum, so it's pretty easy to cut. So I'm excited. You could add a feed door to this if you want. I'm not going to, but the reason why I got this is because the end pieces will let this top sit flush. And this is an end piece here. And the issue that I've had, spoke about this before, is this piece I've glued on here more times than not. And every time I glue it on there, I have to leave the lid kind of like off the tank a little bit so that it doesn't put pressure here. And this lid has worked fine for a couple of years now. It's just time to upgrade it and put a DD Aquarium top on here. I did pay for it, they didn't send it to me, so I'm excited to get it on here. And I may do the same thing I did with this lid, and I may try to, because I'm gonna have to notch this out anyway. I may just let it sit on the overflow box back there. But it comes with plenty of spline. This would technically fit a 4-foot tank, and maybe with a 4-foot tank you might not even have to cut any of this. But you have this ledge here that the lid will sit on top of the tank. So I'm gonna start working on this a little bit at a time. See if I can get it knocked out. You can see there's some metal shavings here from whenever they cut these pieces down. But if any of these pieces are rough after I cut them, all I have to do is take some sandpaper or whatever and just kind of file it down. But once you put these end caps on there, it shouldn't matter what the end of this looks like because it's gonna be covered up anyway. After 20 minutes or so, I got the frame built. The only cut that I had that was pretty rough was this one right here, which I'm going to put in the back of the tank, and that's as far as it'll go. And real quick, you can see here. And the reason it's this way is because whenever I cut it the first time, I cut it like right here. And the second cut I had to make was the cut was so small, it started bending the metal. But I will say that this frame, compared to the DIY frame that I built, even with no netting and no center brace in there, is, see if I can get it to focus, is way more sturdy. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to get the little door handles built on here on the front, and then put the netting in there. Got the trusty Dremel out, because again, I'm gonna have to notch out the back corners for wires. And a couple things, I pulled the netting too tight, so I have a little opening there. And then on the back side somewhere, as I was trimming the pieces off, I got a little too excited and cut it with the razor blade, this section right here. So it's worth noting that this would have fit a 4-foot tank easily, you know, probably like a 120-gallon tank. And whenever I spread out the netting, I spread it out long ways. And since I cut this down to 3 foot, what I should have done is spread it out with the short end here. And I think I have enough that if I need to redo it or want to redo it, I can. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. I mean, it's tight, and yeah, there is an opening here, but it's small, and you know, I know things can get out of very small spaces, but overall, I'm very happy with it. And like I said, cut these or Dremel these pieces off right here. And what I'll probably do is just Dremel the very back of it right here. On a side note, just pulled this out of the oven. Big old ham. So yeah, I'm gonna Dremel these pieces and get the current screen top over here so we can just do a side-by-side look of them real quick. Old screen top in the front, new one in the back. Probably didn't know this, but this is actually brown. So I had to Dremel out quite a bit actually, and actually take out part of the support here to get this to sit flush with the cables for the pump. And it's not the cleanest thing in the world, but you know, it functions great. And the way that this lid sits on the tank versus this lid is just so much better. And you can see, of course there's some salt in there, but on these pieces, I just notched them out. And that worked perfect with the cables. This side's got even more salt on it, and I notched it out, and again, it worked perfect with the cables. And really wish I didn't have to do that to these pieces. It'd be nice if they came with a cord cutout already, but it is what it is. I mean, they're gonna be at the back of the tank. Nobody's gonna see them except for me and you guys whenever I choose to show you the horrible, horrible job that I did there, but oh well. With the Dremel tool, it was super easy. So I'm gonna throw it on the tank and let's take a look at it on the tank. On the tank, and I have to say right out of the bat, I love, love, love the black mesh. I don't know that it actually changes how the tank looks internally, but as far as the black ring here and the black mesh, I love it. I probably shouldn't do that. That's considered bad these days. So this is where I got the left pump coming out, and again, you can't see where I butchered it. And this is where I got the right pump coming out, and you can see it a little bit more. And it doesn't sit all the way flush back here because it is sitting on top of the overflow box. But up front, it's definitely got a bow to it again. But I mean, it's very, very minor, very minor. On a scale of 1 to 10, as far as, you know, putting this lid together, you know, it's super easy. All you need is a hacksaw. You don't even need a tape measure. What I suggest doing is I actually started on this side and I put this end piece in and then laid it this way and drew a line on it where I thought that the end piece would snap in and the piece would fit. And I did have to make a couple extra cuts, but by fitting it that way around the whole tank as I'm cutting it, I know that it's going to be an exact fit. And that's exactly what I got on the tank. You can see there is a little bit of a bow there. I probably do need to go back and trim this a little bit more just so it does sit flush, because I know that this is the reason why the lid's not sitting all the way down. Just like that, folks, this video is over with. I know all we talked about was a screen lid, but you can get this for like 60 bucks versus any of the acrylic lids. And I've never had one of the acrylic lids, but I know they're super expensive, and I'm sure that they're really, really nice. But if you're not willing to spend a ton of money, you can get this for like 60 bucks. Now, it depends on the size of your tank, and you may have to modify it, but super easy to do, super easy to do. Don't forget to check out the website at pelfrey.net. Check me out on Instagram at pelfreysreef, and I'll catch you on the next one.